Hello and welcome back to Dinar Daily Buzz. Today we are bringing you an urgent high-impact update straight out of Iraq, one that could mark a defining moment in the nation's financial evolution. This is not your typical market shift or routine adjustment. What just happened is big banks across Iraq have officially announced a newly updated exchange rate for the Iraqi Dinar, and this move is already creating shockwaves not only inside the country but across global currency markets. If you have been following the developments closely, then you know this moment has been building quietly in the background for quite some time, and for those holding Iraqi dinars, the obvious question now is simple: is this the breakthrough everyone has been waiting for? Could this be the early stage of the long-anticipated revaluation that analysts and investors have debated for years? There is a lot of speculation circulating right now, and we are here to break it all down clearly. Stay tuned because we are about to unpack the announcement, examine the motives behind the change, and explore what this could mean for Iraq, its financial future, and for you. On December 2025, banks across Iraq released a landmark statement confirming a new exchange rate for the Iraqi dinar. This was not introduced as a minor domestic correction but as a strategic recalibration, catching worldwide attention. Global markets reacted instantly. Exchange platforms adjusted their figures, analysts issued rapid-fire projections, and speculation surged regarding Iraq's next moves. For months, the Central Bank of Iraq has been carrying out major reforms behind the scenes, and today's announcement appears to be the clearest signal yet that they are ready to make bold moves. Iraq has spent the last year strengthening its economic foundation, tightening fiscal policy, boosting foreign currency reserves, and negotiating key financial agreements. This new rate may represent the culmination of all those coordinated efforts. The real question now is whether this shift is simply a calculated response to market trends or if it represents the opening stage of a much larger long-term strategy aiming at full-scale revaluation. What's undeniable is that this is not business as usual. Iraq is signaling confidence, ambition, and a commitment to stepping into a new economic era. Today's exchange rate announcement could very well be the spark that ignites a series of major financial transformations. Within hours of the announcement, ripple effects became visible across both local and international markets. Iraqi businesses reacted quickly, recalculating costs, renegotiating agreements, and adjusting financial projections. This new exchange rate did not emerge in isolation. It follows months of economic indicators suggesting Iraq was preparing for a monetary shift. Inflation, which had been a rising concern, has recently eased. Foreign reserves have climbed to their highest levels in years. These developments strengthen Iraq's position and create a foundation for long-term currency stability. A stronger, more predictable dinar allows Iraq to engage more efficiently in international trade and lowers costs for imported goods. This naturally draws interest from international investors, many of whom are already analyzing how the new rate might influence Iraq's purchasing power, market attractiveness, and overall economic trajectory. Early signals point to increased confidence. Global investors and currency watchers are viewing this as a potential turning point, a chance for Iraq to refine its monetary policy and regain international recognition for its currency. Still, short-term volatility is expected, and Iraq's management of this transition will determine whether this becomes a sustainable success or a temporary fluctuation. Now let's address the question everyone has been waiting for: the possibility of a revaluation. For years, investors and analysts have speculated about the potential of a major RV that could significantly increase the value of the Iraqi dinar. Until now, those discussions were grounded mostly in theory, based on Iraq's oil wealth, untapped economic potential, and strategic global importance. But today's rate adjustment might be the first meaningful sign that those predictions had merit. Many financial experts currently believe this move could be the opening step in a phased revaluation process. While the Iraqi government has not officially labeled this adjustment as part of an RV plan, the timing, circumstances, and tone of the announcement strongly suggest a deeper strategy could be unfolding. Still, it's crucial to balance excitement with realism. Currency revaluations are complex, politically sensitive, and require ideal economic conditions. Even if this is the start of an RV pathway, the full process could take time. But for dinar holders, this moment represents the beginning of what could be an extremely significant new chapter, one that's been quietly developing for years. Iraq is not just adjusting numbers on a chart, it is building an entirely modernized financial ecosystem, and a major part of that transformation centers on the forthcoming digital dinar, a central bank digital currency (CBDC). This new digital currency aims to modernize Iraq's banking system and align it with global digital standards. A CBDC would deliver numerous advantages: faster payments, stronger security, lower banking costs, and greater access to financial services for citizens who currently have limited or no access to traditional banks. It's highly possible that today's exchange rate adjustment is part of a broader strategy to support future digital infrastructure and synchronize the dinar with global financial technology. Iraq has also been heavily investing in fintech, modern payment platforms, and mobile banking systems. There are even rumors of new lower denomination notes being prepared, something that would make practical sense in a higher value currency environment and complement the digital transition. When you piece everything together, the vision becomes clear. Iraq is not just trying to raise the value of its currency, it is rebuilding its financial system from the ground up. Of course, with every major economic shift come challenges. Currency adjustments can create uncertainty and public concern, and the success of this transition depends on Iraq's ability to control inflation, maintain public confidence, and navigate regional geopolitical pressures. Yet the opportunities ahead are enormous. A stronger dinar could dramatically improve daily life for Iraqi citizens, reducing living costs, increasing purchasing power, and encouraging business growth. It also signals to global partners that Iraq is serious about reform and ready to step more confidently into the international economic arena. The central bank has emphasized that this is not a rushed decision but a carefully orchestrated step in a long-term transformation. They have assured citizens and investors that more changes are coming and that today marks only the beginning. If Iraq maintains its current momentum, this could lay the foundation for a more stable, diversified, and globally connected economy and for a dinar holders paying close attention. The months ahead could bring monumental developments. Many international investors who have followed Iraq's trajectory for years see today as a possible historic pivot. Countless people have held their dinars for a decade or longer, waiting patiently for a moment like this. Now, for the first time, that moment may be unfolding. The exchange rate adjustment is widely viewed as evidence that Iraq is ready to elevate its currency's role on the global stage. The question echoing through investor circles now is simple: is this the start? Could this be the long-awaited launch of a major revaluation? Some analysts see this as the first phase of a structured RV strategy. Others urge patience, noting that Iraq still needs to meet international criteria. One of the most important benchmarks is achieving full compliance with Article 8 of the IMF Charter, which would allow the dinar to become fully and freely traded worldwide. If Iraq reaches this status, investor confidence would surge instantly, with foreign reserves at record highs and reforms progressing steadily. Many believe Iraq is moving toward greater transparency, stability, and global integration. If this continues, dinar holders today may find themselves in an extremely favorable position in the near future. Iraq is not simply adjusting exchange rate numbers on a chart or making superficial financial tweaks. It is engaged in a sweeping reconstruction of its entire monetary and banking architecture, aligning itself with the digital era and global standards for financial modernization. A central pillar of this transformation is the forthcoming digital dinar, essentially Iraq's version of a central bank digital currency (CBDC). This initiative represents a historical leap forward, not only in the mechanics of how money circulates, but in how the state envisions economic inclusion, payment efficiency, and the technological underpinning of its financial sector. The digital dinar is designed to introduce faster, safer, and more transparent transactions while reducing reliance on physical cash, lowering banking costs, minimizing fraud, and enhancing access to formal financial services. This is especially significant in a nation where millions remain unbanked or underbanked, and where digital tools can bridge structural gaps. The current adjustments to the exchange rate may well be part of a broader strategy to harmonize the national currency with future digital infrastructure, ensuring compatibility with global financial technology ecosystems. Iraq's aggressive investments in fintech platforms, real-time settlement systems, mobile banking, digital wallets and electronic auditing point to a convergence of initiatives. Rumors of newly designed lower-denomination notes also fit naturally within a scenario where the currency's value may shift upward and where digital and physical components of the economy evolve together. When viewed holistically, Iraq's trajectory is unmistakable. The country is not merely trying to increase the dinar's external value, it is methodically rebuilding an entire financial system from the foundational level upward, preparing itself for modern economic era. Naturally, such a sweeping economic and monetary transformation comes with challenges, uncertainties and transitional pressures when a country adjusts its currency framework, whether through exchange rate recalibration, new digital components, redenomination or structural reform. Public confidence becomes both a key driver and a potential vulnerability. Iraq must not only maintain monetary stability but also successfully manage inflation, stabilize consumer prices, prevent speculative volatility and navigate regional geopolitical pressures that can influence market sentiment. Despite these challenges, the long-term opportunities are extraordinary. A stronger and more stable dinar has the potential to profoundly improve daily life for ordinary Iraqi citizens by reducing the cost of imported goods, strengthening purchasing power, encouraging investment, and revitalizing small business activity. It also sends a powerful signal to international partners and investors that Iraq is committed to reform, transparency, and modernization, qualities that can attract foreign capital and accelerate economic diversification. The central bank repeatedly emphasizes that these developments are part of a long-term methodical transformation rather than a rushed or impulsive decision. Officials have reassured both citizens and international observers that further changes are planned and that the current shift represents just the opening phase of a broader revolution. If Iraq continues at its present pace, the coming years could witness a more stable, technologically advanced and globally integrated financial system, one capable of supporting modern commerce and fostering economic resilience. For those closely watching the dinar's trajectory, the next several months may carry historic significance, potentially marking the emergence of a new economic chapter. Many international investors who have tracked Iraq's economic evolution for over a decade believe that the country may now be reaching an inflection point, a moment long anticipated but repeatedly postponed due to instability, conflict, and systemic inefficiencies for countless individuals holding dinar some for 10 or even 15 years. The recent exchange rate adjustments and policy reforms are being interpreted as possible signals that Iraq is preparing to elevate the status of its currency on the global stage. The key question reverberating through investor communities is straightforward: is this the beginning of a structured upward revaluation process? Some analysts argue that Iraq is indeed entering the early phase of a multi-step RV strategy, citing the increased foreign reserves, enhanced gold holdings, digital infrastructure upgrades, and steady compliance improvements. Others advise caution, noting that several crucial international obligations must still be met before any sweeping revaluation becomes realistic. One of the most critical milestones is achieving full compliance with Article 8 of the International Monetary Fund's Charter, which would allow the dinar to be freely traded worldwide without restrictions. Such a move would immediately boost investor confidence and open the door for greater global participation in Iraq's currency and markets. With record foreign reserves, improving governance, strength and transparency measures, and steady progress toward international integration, many analysts believe that Iraq is positioning itself for a more stable and globally recognized currency environment. If these developments continue in a consistent and disciplined manner, dinar holders today could find themselves in an exceptional promising position as Iraq approaches what may become one of the most significant economic transformations in its modern history. So what does all of this mean for you? What should you be doing right now? The smartest move is to stay informed, stay calm, and remain patient. Iraq's financial transformation will not happen overnight. Major economic overhauls unfold in stages, and each stage depends on regulatory updates, digital modernization, international compliance, and political stability. Today's rate change is just one piece of a much larger interconnected plan. Investors should follow developments closely, avoid impulsive decisions, and rely on experienced financial professionals who understand global currency dynamics. If Iraq completes its digital currency rollout, strengthens its monetary policies and attains Article 8 compliance, the potential upside could be significant. But remember, opportunity always comes with risk. Due diligence is essential whether you are a long-time dinar holder or someone just beginning to study the currency. The next few months could be extremely important. Stay focused, follow credible information, and avoid getting caught up in emotional hype. The road ahead holds tremendous potential. Now we want to hear from you. What's your reaction to today's major announcement? Do you believe this is the beginning of the long-anticipated revaluation, or do you think Iraq has more groundwork to complete before taking the next step? Share your thoughts in the comments and join the conversation, because what we are witnessing today is not just financial news, it may very well be history in motion. If you found today's deep dive valuable, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update from Iraqi Dinar Info. We are dedicated to bringing you accurate reporting, expert insight, and detailed analysis as this evolving story continues. This is a critical time for Iraq's economy and a decisive moment for everyone invested in its currency future. Thank you for joining us. Stay informed, stay prepared, and we will see you in the next video. The best may still be ahead. So what does all of this mean for you as someone closely following Iraq's financial transformation? What should individuals, observers, and currency enthusiasts realistically be doing right now? The most prudent approach is to remain informed, maintain perspective, and above all, exercise patience. Large-scale economic reforms never unfold in a single sweeping moment. Instead, they progress through a series of interconnected stages that depend on regulatory adjustments, digital modernization, international compliance benchmarks, and political continuity. Iraq's latest rate adjustment is not an isolated event. It is one component of a multi-layered national strategy aimed at building a more stable, transparent, and technologically advanced financial system. For those watching closely, this means avoiding impulsive decisions, resisting rumors, and relying instead on verified information and insights from credible professionals who understand the complexities of global currency systems. If Iraq successfully completes its digital currency rollout, fully implements its modernized monetary policies, and attains Article 8 compliance under the IMF framework, the long-term implications could be meaningful. But it remains essential to recognize that all opportunity carries risk. Conducting due diligence, seeking professional guidance, and grounding expectations in facts rather than speculation is critical. Whether you have held dinar for many years or are just beginning to study Iraq's economic shift, the coming months may bring developments that shape the country's financial trajectory. The key is to stay focused, follow, trust for the updates, and avoid emotional hype. Iraq's path forward is filled with potential, but it will unfold through deliberate steps, not sudden leaps. Now we want to hear from you. How did you react to today's announcement, and what do you think it signals for Iraq's future direction? Are we witnessing the early moments of the long-anticipated revaluation that many observers have speculated about for years, or is this simply another preparatory step in a broader methodical reform plan that still requires additional groundwork before any major currency shift can occur? Your perspective matters, because what is unfolding right now is more than a routine policy update. It is part of a transformative movement within Iraq's economic landscape that may be remembered as a historical turning point. Join the conversation by sharing your thoughts, your questions, and your analysis in the comments. Discussions like these help build clarity, challenge assumptions, and provide a space for collective understanding during a time of rapid change. If you found this deep dive helpful and want to stay connected to future updates, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss breaking developments from Iraqi Dinar Info. Our mission is to deliver accurate reporting, expert context, and detailed analysis as Iraq continues navigating this critical chapter in its financial evolution. The road ahead promises significant movement, both opportunities and challenges, and staying informed will be essential for anyone following the dinar's trajectory. Thank you for spending your time with us today. Continue seeking knowledge, continue preparing thoughtfully, and join us next time as we track what may ultimately become one of the most consequential economic transformations in Iraq's modern history. The most meaningful developments may still be ahead. Disclaimer: the information presented in this content is for general informational and educational purposes only. It does not constitute financial advice, investment guidance, legal counsel, or professional recommendations of any kind. Currency markets are speculative and inherently risky, and economic conditions can change rapidly. Readers and viewers should conduct their own independent research and consult qualified financial or legal professionals before making any decisions related to currency investment or economic strategy. While every effort has been made to ensure accuracy, no guarantees are made regarding the completeness, reliability, or future validity of the information provided. The creators, publishers, and contributors assume no responsibility or liability for any actions taken based on this material. Use this information at your own discretion and risk.